Do you read books? Do you watch podcasts? Do you watch or listen to YouTube videos? I found that sometimes it takes 2 times to actually digest the information. You see, sometimes you're not in the position to absorb the information the way that it's meant to be. Hey, I'm Brandon Alexander. I'm almost 40, and I spent the last 20 years, PhD, in tacos, beer, junk food, and literally zero self-control. Now, as you can see, I'm walking toward the best version of me I can be, and I hope to take you with me. So, one of the biggest gifts is spending this much time with myself every single day, every single morning, is I have a lot of moments of clarity, we'll call them. And these are times where I will realize something valuable when I'm either listening to a video. I'm a YouTube Premium subscriber, so typically I will listen to some influential characters and develop my brain a bit more, develop a winner's mindset, put new ideas in my mind, because you really don't know what you don't know. And studying people that have either been in my situation before or at least just 1 or 2 steps ahead of me, I can see where my path is taking me. But sometimes I'm not in the right state of mind to accept or absorb a new concept to where it sinks in and I can actively start working towards it. When you think about a book, it's hundreds of pages, thousands of characters in small type font. If you are in a state where you're sitting in a chair reading and you're being distracted over and over and over again, there's no way you can effectively absorb that information. It's just not going to happen. Your attention is all over the place when it really needs to be focused on the letters on the page. This is something that we face every single day. This is something that I face every single day, where I'm being pulled in different directions throughout the course of the day. The biggest benefit that I've seen from getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning is there's no one to pull me in any particular direction. And I actually get to spend this time with myself reflecting on choices and decisions that I've made, what has been good for me, what has not been good for me, what type of changes that if I make small steps towards them, just like this walking journey, that I will realize big results in the future. I talked about this in my last video, but I never would have thought that it would only take 5 months to drop 34 pounds. Never would have thought that. It seemed like a mountain that I could not climb. I can't stress that enough. It seemed like almost an impossible thing. And it's because of the programming that we hear. And I've heard the saying, as you get older, it's harder to lose. It's harder to get back in shape, and hear it so much that you consider it law. We have to change the messages that we accept and the ones that we reject. If I told you that the sky was purple, you would reject that message because it's not true. But if I told you that it was hard to lose weight when you're older and you're on the younger side and you haven't experienced it yet, you're gonna likely believe me because I have experience in being older than you might be. So we have to change what we accept without any type of research, without looking into it ourselves, because we really owe it to ourselves to do that. I mean, think about how detrimental it is when you just accept an idea without putting any thought or energy into it. It can literally derail your life. And if you only have a certain amount of years to go through this thing called life, when you want to spend it as best as possible, like the years that you are here, there are dreams and goals that you have. There's dreams and goals that I have that I haven't realized yet. But I now just understand it's just on the other side of small changes every single day. It's not a big, huge action. I have a guitar sitting in my family room right by my TV. So anytime I sit down and watch TV, which I don't do too much of these days, I'm usually filming YouTube videos or working on something else, learning something else. But I heard a concept about 100 days. Now, when you spend 100 days doing something, you can be relatively good at it. And there was a concept that was presented to me where if you're trying to learn the guitar, you practice the notes 100 times per day for a week, and then you move on to the next note, then you move on to the next note, then you move on to the next note. And by the time you get through all the notes, you'll know subconsciously where they are without having to look at the fretboard. And I thought, wow, that's an amazing concept. You know, it's how we learned things when we were kids. You know, you didn't show a child or a toddler or an infant an apple one time and expect them to remember exactly what it was. How many times do you ask a little kiddo, where's your nose? Where are your ears? What's your right hand? What's your left hand? It takes exposure to an idea over and over and over again for it to become something that you accept in your mind. Or if someone has more of a compelling argument, sometimes it just takes one exposure to that idea and it becomes ingrained in your head. The problem with that is if it's something that doesn't serve you and you run with that for a year, I mean, even a month, 2 months, and it takes you off the path to your goals, think about how harmful that is. One of the biggest takeaways from this is I think that we need to seek out information from people that are doing well, that have achieved the goals that we want to achieve. I'm looking to be here to be an example for people that think that it's not possible through small activities like walking. I don't run. You know, I do hit the gym. I do get push-ups in. I do everything that I can. I have resistance bands. It's nothing crazy though. You know, I'm not running marathons. I am walking long distances, but I'm not running marathons. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. I want to show you that it's possible with just small actions every single day. I want this idea to get ingrained in your mind. That's why I show up every single day. So you can see small incremental steps. I just want to show you that small incremental steps day after day will lead to big changes. I want that to be the idea that's in your mind and not the one that someone when you were really young planted in your mind that you can achieve what you want because someone else is going to stop you from doing it. No one can stop you from doing it but you. Think about the power of these words. Think about it. I created an environment where I could not be interrupted so that I could work on my goals every single day. I got 4 hours of sleep last night, but I'm truly dedicated to this. I know that once I'm done with work today, I can come home and immediately go to sleep and get my 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep. I'm not a you can sleep when you die kind of person, so I might have had that idea in the past, but that's not one that serves you. You do need rest. Your body needs rest to process the things that you do on a daily basis, the thoughts that you need to carry out, the tasks that you need to carry out. You're just not yourself when you don't get the rest you need. But you're also not yourself when you don't perform the activities that are going to help you thrive in the short time that we're here. I love this journey. Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything else. Last night when I got here, I went to a bar to get food. And while I don't drink, I could see people enjoying their drinks and enjoying their time. And I can hear the stories. When I still lived in Los Angeles, there was a bar I worked at down in Marina Del Rey called Prince of Wales Bar. It's one of the oldest bars down there. A gentleman named Steve owns the bar. Really nice guy. And I remember going there early in the morning, and you'd have the barflies there. Those are the people that show up at opening time. They're there from open till about 2 or 3, and then a different crowd comes in. But going there in a sober state, and this is even while I was still drinking, but going there in a sober state and hearing the conversations these people had really, really blew my mind. They were talking about the many DUIs they had, the close calls, laughing about it as if it was some type of accomplishment. But I realize now they got sucked into messaging and marketing, and they never questioned whether or not the message was serving them. And I'm willing to bet that if I went back right now, some of those people would still be there at that very same bar talking about nothing as their life slowly passed them by. I want something different, and I'm showing you that. I can't believe how far I've come already, and I'm like extremely excited to see what happens in another 7 months when I hit a year of doing this. This time around, I've planned for obstacles. I've planned for bumps in the road. I'm thinking about my future. I'm thinking about the community that I'm building and how I want to empower each and every one of you to do something great for yourselves. Because on the other side of this action, like once you meet the real you, once you understand that all of the limiting beliefs that you had were just that, limiting beliefs, but they weren't your truth. Once you find your truth, your life is going to be just so incredible, so incredible. I can't wait to show you the best version of me. I can't wait to meet that guy, shake his hand, to say, hey man, I've been waiting to meet you my whole life, because it's true. So if you're thinking about the concept, I'm gonna bring this back around, of learning something new. Remember that the message that the person is trying to convey may not hit the first time around. I listen to podcasts, books, and YouTube videos, educational content on finance, self-improvement, and business. And sometimes the second or third time around it hits and I'm able to take action on it in a way that I never was before. And I want you to start, for one, thinking about the limiting beliefs that you have and where you got them from. And if you got them from grandma, or you got them from mom or dad, or you got them from your spouse, it's okay to let them go. Just because the message came from someone you love does not mean you need to hold on to it. That doesn't make it true. It just makes it someone's opinion. And you have your own opinions, and you have your right to have your own opinions. And you should use that right to form your own thoughts so that you can break free of whatever has you in a mental jail and has you not achieving the goals that you want to achieve, or not living the life that you want to live. I believe you can do it, and I want to be your example. So if you found any value in this content today, I'd like you to leave the word truth in the comments section. I'd like to connect with you. Pretty soon I'm going to be starting a community, probably on the school platform. And as soon as I do, I will certainly let you know, but it's going to be all around self-improvement and just getting past the negative self-talk and the negative things that people have to say to us, and just a positive reinforcement to help you deal with whatever ails you in this life. Because with community and the proper message, we can get past it all. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Brandon Alexander, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.